Today is the 4th of April, 2023, Tuesday class. Let us compose our mind. Develop the faith. Then mindfully we shall commence the Puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 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 观世音菩萨。Namo 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 阿弥陀佛。Namo 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 弥勒佛。Namo 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 普贤菩萨。Namo 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 地藏王菩萨。Namo 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 佛菩萨。Namo 佛菩萨。Namo 佛菩萨。阿拉哈สัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิTutiampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Tutiampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Tutiampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Tatiampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Tatiampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Tatiampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Panati Pata Mani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adina Dana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Kamesu Miccācara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Surameraya Majapamadatana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Turn to page 3 of the chanting book. We'll continue with our Padipa Puja chanting. Offering like Gandha Sarapatitena Tata Sina Ti Pang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamonudang Gandha Sambara Yuttena Dopena Hang Sugang Hina Pujaye Janiyang Tang Puja Ojana Mutamang Vanna Ganda Guno Petang Etang Kusuma Santatin Pujayami Munindasa Siri Pada Sarorohe Bedang Kesumena Nena Punena Tena Tumokang Pupa Mila Yati Yata Idang Me Kayo Tata Yati Vinasa Bawang Adivase Tuno Bante Paniyang Parikapitang Anukampang Upadaya Patigan Hatu Mutamang Adivase Tuno Bante Pale Parikapitang Anukampang Upadaya Patigan Hatu Mutamang Adivase Tuno Bante Bojana Parikapitang Anukampang Upadaya Patigan Hatu Mutamang. Okay, now you will chant the Puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these Puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha bring forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significant offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition as soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or power. Sharing and transfer merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's respect triple jump. Bedang pujemi. Sanghang pujemi. Okay, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully it's okay now. Okay, a very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So tonight we would like to welcome our three Kayanamita, Brother Song, Brother Chinhao, and Sister Chipolian. They came back from their India trip, so they got a lot of stories to share. So after the sharing of the first part, Then the second part we will get them to share. It should be quite interesting. Okay, so as usual, we are off the light so that we can have our half an hour of awareness-based meditation. So most of us are here before, so I think we don't need much instruction. Just remember the four support. Relax body and mind. Relax completely. Relax means be at ease. No more like stress out. No tension. No whatever stress within. You just relax completely your physical body and your mind. Relaxing the mind is not easy if you don't have the understanding. To relax the mind means to free the mind from all thinking or holding on to any so-called wrongly perceived attention, which is usually your wrong perception, born of delusion. So when you worry about things, when you have fear, anxiety, panic, all these are negative mind state, born of wrong thought or wrong perception of things. Means you don't have the Dhamma, the wisdom, the understanding to accept the reality of the moment. So because of that, the mind worry, has a lot of problem, become restless. The mental hindrance are there. Sometimes your mind become sleepy, sometimes too active, sometimes restless, sometimes unable to settle down. So all these are possibility of a mind that is not relaxed because you don't have the understanding. So to relax body and mind means like you have no problem at all in this world. When you don't have problem, you can relax easily, especially if you don't have any physical health problem or any mental problem related to the First Noble Truth reality, like financial problem, health problem, relationship problem, children problem, then also related to all the things that are causing you worry, anxiety, fear. Sometimes it also can lead to what they call the sense of insecurity, phobia. Then sometimes people have so much fear, they may have panic attack, their mind under siege, so they cannot settle down. If that is the case, very difficult for them to settle down and develop the meditative mind. But for us, Kayamita, who have the understanding, we will know how to settle down because all these are Sankara activity, projection of the thought, born of wrong view, wrong thought. So if you don't have all this, then you just tell yourself, for the next half an hour or so, I just want to have the space to develop this meditative training, awareness-based meditation. So talk to the mind. Whatever you want me to think about or worry about, I will attend to it later, the unfinished problem. Then you tell the mind, have mercy on you. Allow you to have the space to meditate. This will actually help. Then you just relax, maintain awareness. Then the third support is, after you relax and maintain awareness, you stabilize the awareness until it becomes very stable. So ability to relax is most important. After that, don't do anything. Don't try to know. Don't try to even use the word meditate. Because when you use the word meditate means you create the concept of a meditator meditating. And that triggers the thought again. To meditate is actually not to arise thinking. To meditate is to silence our mind. When the mind is completely silent without thought, you are in a meditative state. That's why just relax, maintain awareness, means allow the sankhara activity to slow down. It will continue, then it will slow down. Then finally it will reach a state of tranquility and stillness, no more movement. And that is your true mind. So beginning of meditation is to have that realization first, the first glimpse of that silent mind, the tranquil, still mind that is without thought. And when you experience that, it's very beautiful. Don't be excited after that. Continue to relax and let it settle down further until it becomes very quiet, very still. Until whatever arises, you just aware, finish. Aware, finish. Yeah. So this awareness-based meditation, when it builds up, your thinking will be very, very much less, and you will settle down into a state where completely there is hardly any thinking or any thought process. Yeah. When you can reach that state, that is your true mind, your silent mind, your meditative mind. Then my nature rejoice. Then use that to meditate, means use that to observe, use that to develop the understanding of what is going on within you. Then you will start to comprehend clearly through direct knowledge and vision of the reality. Means you start to understand clearly who are you, what are you, how you function as a human being, how your thought process manifests and pass away following the paticca samuppada, dependent origination, not as a theory or a concept, but as something that you have witnessed, observed, awakened to. Okay, so with that, I will let you meditate on your own. I will set that along. For those who already know how to meditate, if your awareness is very stable, you just continue to relax and do it and maintain awareness and stay at the heart area. Then don't do anything. Let the nature do the movement. Because the last support is trust. Trust your nature to develop the meditative movement. Means no more interference from your thought. No more thought activity driving the movement. That nature, the awareness nature within, it just move and detect and cause whatever movement to arise. And that movement is what we call the internal movement, the internal transformation. So the fourth support is only for those who have already stabilized their awareness and already developing the understanding part quite stable already. It means their wisdom are quite high already. And most of these people, by then, they would have at least realized certain stages of the sainthood way, enlightenment or transformation. Very likely at least Sotabana shape or Sakadagami shape. Then some, if they have their past, they may even attain or realize Anagami shape. All these are stages of transformation or awakening that the cultivator of the way will go through, and you will come to know clearly what this thing is. Yeah, this is what the Buddha called Pacetang. The Dhamma is Pacetang, can be realized by the wise, each for themselves. Then when your cessation stabilizes, you will realize more stable state of Nibbana. Initially, the first stage and second stage of sainthood is normally just a glimpse of that cessation. Then later on, that cessation becomes longer. Then after you have cleared Anagami and Arahantaship, your mind become very different. Most of the time you are just aware without thought, hardly any movement. Then you will be able to do the fourth stage, trust. Allow your nature to develop the internal movement, the meditative movement. So we call that the fourth stage of awareness-based meditation, where you let your nature continue to transform you from within. Okay, your mindfully come out of meditation. Try to maintain whatever. Okay, sorry about the wiring problem. I think the mic, we might need to look for a new one. I think it has lasted us long enough. So we have to change. Oh, Jan Thai is here. Sadhu. Today physical class a lot. We have LC, PG, Song, Chin Hao, Polian, Jayanta, Alicia and Freddie. Oh yeah, Kok Lun and Han. And my wife and also Sui, quite a number. So online also quite a number. Online we have Ing B, Po Cheng, Man Yuan, Jin Hao just now log in. It's okay, you can log in. Stephanie. Okay. So a very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So today is supposed to continue our sharing from this wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta. But I was thinking we had this email from that sister Anita from India. I think maybe we share that one first. So this email, those who can see, is pinned on the Zoom screen. From Anita Singh is 26th of March 2023. And the last email I think I replied to her was December 2022. So it's about 3 months plus, almost 4 months. So she very good. She, after reading my reply, then she really followed the instruction and determined to do the meditation and develop the understanding as per my instruction. Then she replied to me. He said, "Dear Brother Teo, greetings as usual." So he said, "As per your advice in your previous email, this one is the December email, which I also forward to many eremitas who may have the understanding and also interest that email. Then I think Sui or Jin Hao may put it on the my Kayamta website later. She wrote back to me, she said, as per your advice in your previous December email, I do my daily formal awareness-based meditation, basing on the 4 major support that I have advised, means relaxing, maintaining awareness, to stabilize it. So she only did the first 3. Then she said there is stillness. Body, mind are centered and still in awareness. Means this is very good. It's a free mind. Mind quality is clear, aware, silent. Very few or hardly any thought. When they arise, which appear in awareness, see? When thought arises, the awareness is aware. Then it passes without any attention or knowing. Means she didn't even try to perceive it or know it. Just aware, finish. This is very, very good. Then there is only awareness. Then she continued. During the daily mindfulness activity, the mind is established in awareness with clarity. There is so much less thinking and mental chattering. Mind is spacious, open, and silent, means still. Nature of whatever arises, whether thought, images, feeling, sensation, can be seen, arising and passing away in awareness without latching onto it, means without the mind paying attention to it. It's just aware, finish. Then how action and reaction arises is also seen, means how the mind stirs when you are in the midst of daily life, how it reacts, how it creates all those movements. That's why this is what you're supposed to observe in the daily mindfulness. Because without a stable sati, you cannot see all this. Then what is more important, she said, how action and reaction arise within the form and mind, means the stirring based on your views, opinion, conditioning, belief system from memory, or you have to see this for a long period of time to develop the understanding. Then the next sentence is very important. She came to realize action from awareness arises in the heart area. Means this is true action, not from memory on. So action from awareness arises in the heart. And these are spontaneous. That's why I told you. Yoniso manasikara. You have, and it's spontaneous. It's not through the thought process on, it just arises. Non-verbal, effortless, free-flowing. This is beautiful. But action arising from memory or thought, they are heavy. She used the word weighty, forceful, and confusing, which means she has the stability of awareness to actually cognize all this. These thoughts are repetitive, habitual tendency, repetitive, and burdensome in nature. By being ever mindful, this is the very important factor in cultivation. By being ever mindful, like the Buddha said, heedful, means ever mindful, constantly meditative. The unwholesomeness about all this thought become aware or clear to her. When she is not heedful, she gets dragged into the stirring and concoction of the mind. Then there is this understanding or realization. Mindfulness and awareness are re-established. That's why whenever she becomes aware of all this heedless movement, just like J. Krishnamurti say, the moment you are aware of inattention, that itself is attention. That's why then there is realization. Mindfulness and awareness are re-established. Means mindfulness take over, awareness take over. Then there is no thinker or the speaker or even the egoic mind, the atta. Then of course she continued, impermanent nature, suffering nature, and non-self nature. These are all clearly seen. That's why she used the word, these are all clearly aware, means clearly seen. Then true nature is open silent. This one, she only understood it at that level. Later on, I explained to her deeper. The true nature is not just that one. It's a lot more than that. So she, at that moment, she will have only the understanding because it's not stable yet. But I later in my answer reply to her, I explained that. Then she continued, so we move it up. Move it up. Brother Theo, I have been sincerely following your teaching and advice. This is the most important one. I have been sincerely following your teaching and advice, and it has helped immensely. Means the last 3 to 4 months, she follow exactly and do. He said, I can feel the changes within. Your explanation on this unique code, see, she actually got follow the unique code, 42 to 45. That time, I think we were doing unique code 41 about our true nature. Then the next Thursday, the following Thursday, I continue with code 42 to 45. She received a lot of pointers, a lot of understanding. That's why he said, your explanation on the unique code, unique Dhamma code 42 to 45, all the minute detail you have spoken, see, she can pick it up. I can see those in my daily mindfulness cultivation or daily meditation cultivation, whether formal and informal. Everything that I describe about that true mind, the silent mind, she managed to pick them up and saw them. This is beautiful. That's why I say the instructions are very simple. Don't try to confuse yourself by believing that it's very esoteric, very difficult to understand. No, just sincerely read through it with understanding, with clarity, then just follow the instruction. Don't go and do all the other activity or movement from your belief system, conditioning, or all the rubbish you have learned from other places. Forget about it. Where that one come from? Memory. This one come from understanding. The moment you understand, actually you don't need to do anything. You just have to completely silence everything, and that nature, the awareness will see, will observe, will understand, will awaken. No thought involved. That's the big difference. See? She never met me. She never even have a chance to in person talk to me. She just observed the YouTube, listened attentively, wrote to me through a few emails. I think this is the third one now. And she can develop the understanding and the progress. And it's so beautiful. And it's not difficult. Do you all realize that? That's why this will give Kayamita even more faith. Of course, there are some Kayamita who can even penetrate beyond what she has gone through. Yeah. But what she was able to pick up and learn and progress is really something very, very amazing. Somebody who has never met me in person or even talked to me, just wrote to me. Initially, listen to the YouTube sharing. Of course, they have to thank our Kayamita who helped put out the YouTube. Especially Chin Hao, my daughter, Sui Andeo, and the group. All those who help out, who actually contributed to the short video and all those things. In fact, many people help out. So this is what awareness-based meditation is all about. You have to develop the understanding, then do with understanding, and you will progress. Otherwise, not easy, because I realize most people, especially Buddhists, within our Buddhist community of this civilizational era, they have too much knowledge, and they develop a lot of knowledge and thought-based Dhamma learning. And because of that, when it comes to real cultivation and meditation, they cannot penetrate. Because first, maybe they don't have the condition to meet out with somebody who really have the understanding and the awakening to explain all this to them. Then even let's say they come across my video or whatever transcript, hardly any of them can understand what I say unless they are serious cultivator who has the past, like this Anita Singh, who would be able to pick up the important pointer and see the difference, then listen attentively, learn, then they will try to contact me and write to me. Yeah. Unless you have that. Because most people, because what I share and teach, although very simple, very direct, very clear, but only to those who have the past, the parami. Because this is almost completely non-conventional, like the opposite of what popularly accepted by the Buddhist community. The teaching is awareness-based, it's not thought-based, not theory, not intellectual Dhamma. So this is the key point that you must make note and have faith, then develop the clear understanding through attentively reading and listening. Then after that, just follow instruction. Don't go and add anything. Don't go and follow your old way again. Just give it a try. You got nothing to lose. Like I say, relax, aware, maintain awareness. Try it, like what she did, and find out for yourself whether your mind can be a free mind in stillness or not, in tranquility or not. No movement, nothing. No need to concentrate, no need to focus, nothing. Just the awareness nature surface. You only have to stop the thinking, decondition the thinking. And to do it, it's just the first three support. Relax. Don't do anything. Means don't try to know, don't try to do. Aware, finish. Aware, finish. Then this thinking will slow down, slow down. Then finally cease. Then realize that true mind, the silent mind. Then stabilize it. After that, you will understand things on your own. That's why I used to share with a lot of Kayamita earlier on. Technically, after that, when your awareness nature stabilize, you don't need a teacher. Technically, I use the word. Means, without teacher, you can progress on your own, but it may take you very long to know all the nitty-gritty and progress so that you don't get stuck or unnecessary, they call what, you get stagnate at certain point. Then you don't know how to break free, you don't know how to progress, you don't know how to continue. But if you have a guide, a teacher, then it will be easier. That's why this Dhamma sharing, Q&A, interaction, and platform that is available for you to listen, to develop the understanding, then share your experience, progress, or say. The purpose is to help all Kayamita progress faster. But when you do it on your own, with your limited past capacity and capability to pick up and understand, there is limited progress. But when everybody start to share, everybody is different, you learn differently. Then from all angle, all exposure and explanation, then you pick up very fast. Then that understanding and development of progress become very different, and that is the purpose. That's why when I see something useful, I share it, is to let you have the faith and the understanding so that you all can determine strongly to go this way and develop the same progress and become beautiful living beings. to be a blessing to all. So after that, I replied to her. Okay, I said, Dear Anita, sadhu to you for your below email. It's rather good sharing and progress. By nature, rejoice. Then I reply, point by point. Regarding your following sharing, number one, I say. So she put there as per your advice. She do the daily formal awareness-based meditation based on the four major support that advisor, relaxing, maintaining awareness, stabilizing it. Then she realized those stillness and all those things which I have gone through. I say, this is good. And sadhu, I say, do continue to stabilize this awareness nature within until it becomes very, very quiet and still. This part she still have to do, despite her ability to stabilize until like that. Because the stabilizing of it take a long time, not so fast. So I say, do continue to stabilize this awareness nature within until it becomes very still, very quiet and still. Then your mind will finally enter sati. This part she has to do. She is very near already. She can do it already. Once your mind enters sati, you will realize the fifth enlightenment factor of passaddhi. What is passaddhi? Tranquility of mind, stillness of mind. Remember? That is what your true mind is. When mind enters sati, this enlightenment factor of passaddhi arises. That's why if you don't develop the stability or awareness until mind enters sati, you cannot be ever mindful. You cannot be mindful throughout the day. That's why heedfulness is ever mindful, constantly meditative. If you hold on to these two cultivation, you will realize the supreme born-free enlightenment, Nibbana. So these are all very clear. So once your mind enters sati, you will realize the fifth enlightenment factors of passaddhi. Then whatever you do after you come out of the formal meditation, all your perception, whether seeing, hearing, smell, taste, tactile or thought consciousness, they will be in sati with specific phenomenal awareness leading to the direct seeing. Unless you do, you cannot understand the last few words. When these arise, your sati or awareness will be very much more refined, and you will be able to see or become aware of a lot of your very subtle mental intention, like your subtle greed, subtle craving, desire, phobia, insecurity, etc. Even your slight dislike. This will enable you to develop more stable wisdom born of the third turning wisdom, which is Bhavanamaya Panya, born of the direct seeing, born of direct insight into phenomena, the awakening to the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So this one I wrote here, she can understand. She will have this understanding and able to actually develop it. That's why when there is condition, I will reply, I will actually help guide her to move on. And this part to her is very easy already. But although I just describe in one paragraph, I tell you, to cultivate this is not easy. Unless you really very strong faith and have that Saddha Virya, then very diligently, like what she did. Then the second part, during daily activity, the mind is established in awareness with clarity. There is less thinking and mental chattering. Mind is spacious, open, and silent, means tranquil, still. Nature of whatever arises, whether thought, images, feeling, etc., can be seen clearly and passing away. arising and passing away in the awareness without focusing or perception or attention, just aware. She just aware. It's a relaxed awareness state that is aware of that arising and passing away. That you want to know, you can know that movement. That's why I put there, this is good. This is the real mindfulness observation. Without getting excited, without having any doubt, without even interfering with what you see and what you perceive. Just silent. And within the awareness, observe. That's why the silent observation of what is. What is the reality, or the movement, or the activity. That's why through this observation, you come to know clearly who are you, what are you, and how you function as a human being. How your mind functions following the Paticca Samuppada. And you will be able to witness the reality of life and existence. Paticca Samuppada, the essential Dhamma, everything that the Buddha has shared and taught. Then number 3. How action and reaction arise is also seen. This is very good. Action from awareness arises at the heart area. See? She knows. And this is spontaneous, non-verbal, effortless, and free-flowing. That's why the Yoniso Manasikara is spontaneous. It's just from that wisdom, it come out. Don't go through the memory, the thinking. Do not have any analysis or reasoning or what. No concoction. That Dhamma spontaneously surfaces and is non-verbal. No word, no concept, no idea, nothing. It just come out. Effortless. Free-flowing. Yeah. But action arising from memory or thought are weighty. Means burdensome. That there is a lot of heedless thinking inside there. Forceful and confusing. Means like there is something holding on to it on. These thoughts are repetitive and burdensome in nature. That's why she can see the habitual tendency, repetitive and full of suffering on. That's why burdensome. So this is what you will see when you have mindfulness. And this is what awareness-based meditation is, not theory. And this one you cannot find in any book. Then I reply, hey, this is very good. You have now understood the difference between Dhamma wisdom, born of Yoniso Manasikara, which is spontaneous, straight from the heart, from one who had realized it, and the Al-Dhamma, which is knowledge-based, born of thought process, memory, or thought-based cultivation. See the big difference. Only cultivator of the way with awareness, nature, can realize this, can understand this. This is from somebody who have never met me. Only listen to what I say and do. Like Puja like that, do. Then she can use her own word and describe. Then I know how to put them into Dhamma. The flow that Buddhists can understand. Otherwise, the word they use, you cannot understand. Because truth is the same, but different people describe it differently. And so, but all those who have gone through the transformation and the awakening, they listen, whatever word you use, they will understand. It's not the word. It's the ability to observe, to awaken. And that awakening is the same. Yeah, that is the same truth. But how you describe that truth become words, understand? So how people put it. The way she put it already quite beautiful. I only have to adjust a bit here and there and make it like a smooth flow. Then the next part is also beautiful. By being ever mindful, the unwholesome means the defilement. Unwholesomeness about the thought become clear to her. She used the word become aware. She was able to be aware. Then she said when she is not heedful, she got drawn into the stirring and concoction of the mind. Means the mind reacts, stir and concoct. Yeah. I use the word stirring and reaction of mind at every moment of sense experience. So this is what she saw. When you are heedless, all this movement happen. Then there is also a realization. The moment she realized that all this heedless thinking and reaction and all things is for her to see and understand how she functions as a human being before she has the Dhamma, then she has this realization that this is heedless living. To develop heedful living, she maintained awareness, mindfulness. That's why mindfulness and awareness are re-established straight away. Not somebody tell you. She will know how to do it. Because once you understand the big difference between heedless living and heedful living, you will never go back to the old way of heedless living. Never. This is how amazing this awareness-based meditation is. That's why it leads to the direct seeing, the direct awakening. And that understanding is so penetrative, so powerful, so amazing. That's why it is so different. Then she realized there is no thinker, no egoic mind within the awareness nature. Where thought full of the egoic mind, full of that atta inside there. That thinker is very, very strongly established in the heedless thinking mind, the mundane mind. That's why I commented, I said, this is also very good. This is why this is why heedfulness is very important. The difference between heedful living and heedless living. Then number 5, I explained to her what she can't understand. She understands only to that stage because she just realized that phase. He said true nature is open, silent, means tranquility, stillness. That one is the beginning, the first glimpse. I use the word slight correction. Because what you have realized is just the initial understanding of what that true nature is. Initially, you will come to realize that this true nature is just an awareness nature within, which is still, tranquil, and without word, concept, and idea, or any thought to create the mundane thinking and duality. So this part she has realized, means she has seen it. Then I say later on, and later, with further progress, you will also come to understand that this awareness nature is not a being or a permanent unchanging entity that can come out and live life. This is the next phase she will come to realize. But this may take some time. Hence the anatta nature. Then later, as she progresses further, when your wisdom is very stable and clear, you will come to realize the cessation of form and mind, which is the realization of Nibbana. Then during this time, everything ceases, even the pure awareness also ceases. But initially, I explained the glimpse on first. I said initially it may just be a glimpse of it, means that cessation of form and mind. She may just realize a glimpse of it, but it's already good enough. So during the cessation, everything ceases, even the pure awareness nature within also ceases. This is the realization of the oneness nature within, which is also the living being's original nature. Some call it the true nature, but the Mahayana call it original nature, 本来的面目. You can realize that my nature will mahasadhu you. Then when you come out of that cessation, you will come to see and understand clearly how the whole creation process of your form and mind comes to be. That is how you animate into a human being with the 5 aggregate of form and mind comes to be. You can by then also see the 12 links of Paticca Samuppada as taught by the Buddha very clearly, link by link. It's just like last time, Alicia went in and the nature come out. Then you start to see how you start again as a form of mind, the 5 aggregate, everything. Then how your senses starts to take effect, how the sense data slowly come in, then how the 18 sense right upon contact, what happened, because your stability of mindfulness, you will see all the movement. Then how the mundane mind through avijja think a lot, stir a lot, react a lot, create all those habitual thinking, movement. All you can see. That's why after you come out of that cessation, you will see clearly how your form and mind actually arise again. So initially, like Alicia said, it's like very deep inside. Like you cannot do anything, you cannot move yet, but the awareness nature is inside because you went into deep. And then later on, it will cease. When your wisdom is very stable, it ceases. And that time, the cessation will happen for quite a long while. May not be a glimpse anymore. Then after that, on its own, it will know how to come out. And when it come out, you no need to remember anything. The first thing that come out, you will know is the awareness nature. Then the awareness nature at first is not active yet because you didn't go to the brain yet. So that consciousness, the awareness nature, the pure awareness come out. It will have to move. Then slowly your senses become clear to you. Then you come back to normal awareness. Yeah. Then what one will see when they go through the real cessation is after that consciousness come back, that pure awareness of consciousness come back, it will break into 3 parts. One part will go to the brain, and animate this brain and activate it like a dynamo. Zoom. Then all of your whatever memory, everything come back. Yeah. But all this movement will be like slow down for you to see, like slow motion like that one. But actually it's not slow motion because your nature is in that state of clarity, awareness, stability. It let you see, like the whole movement become very clear. Then one part go to the heart, one part go to the dantian. Then it animate this human being into a living being. That's how we become alive again. All this movement, unless you go through, you cannot understand. Because this is what Dhamma is. And this is what the transformation is. This is how creation from that nature, everything arises. That's why Huineng, when he heard the fifth patriarch told him, how amazing when he realized what this thing, he explained how amazing that this nature is already complete by itself. Perfect. How amazing all Dhamma arise from this nature. Yeah, that's why the Buddha say everything arises from the mind. Mind is a forerunner of all things. Mind is chi. When mind arises, all things arise. That's why after you go through that, you will understand the word clearly. Why the Buddha say mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chi. When mind arises, all things arise. Then all the essential Dhamma, the teaching, all become very clear. Like you don't need teacher. Everything like very clear, fall into place. That's why you must go through that cessation, the realization. Then when you come out of it, the whole understanding is transformed. That's why here I describe number 5 to her is to let her have the understanding to progress further. Then when she can finally progress to this, explanation that I give in number 5 question or sharing, she will become very good by then. This will take a while, not so fast. But she will have a lot of joy reading this. This is like a lot still new to her, but if she has the faith, she diligently develop it, she will go through. That's why the truth is the same. Not my truth, not your truth, not individual truth. Truth is, the reality is. All those who have gone through the training, cultivation, they will realize the same thing. Because this is what nature is. That's why our true nature, our original nature, the oneness nature that you cannot describe, the unconditioned, that nature is not owned by anybody. Some call it the source. From there, everything arises. You can use whatever name, but it's unconditioned. That form and mind must cease. It's the wisdom to go in. And that everything ceases, you return to that nature. And that nature is very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. That's why the true awareness-based meditation and the true Dhamma is very different from what is conventionally practiced or cultivated. And for you all to have the condition to receive such understanding, you should rejoice and count your good blessing, because this is something that you will find out later as you progress. Then to have guide and teachers or great beings that have this understanding to share all this with you is very rare indeed. So bear that in mind, develop the faith and cultivate diligently, strive on with heedfulness. That's why I always emphasize this window, golden window of opportunity, very important. Establish it, follow the yellow card, make the vow, adhitan. Develop this clear understanding, meditate diligently, strive on with heedfulness, stabilize all this, then make vow. So that life after life you come, all this essential Dhamma, important understanding will surface. Plant the seed of Bodhi, the Bodhi mind will have the ability to actually give rise to all this understanding, because you, through your understanding, make that adhitan or affirmation by invoking power of truth, or determine strongly with your understanding that all this right view, right understanding, essential Dhamma understanding that you have developed this life, you vow to have this understanding the moment you arise, whenever you choose to come or you have to come, life after life, even got sasana or no sasana. Once this is deeply planted in the Bodhi seed, the Bodhi mind, then whenever you arise in whatever form, it will be activated, it will surface. Then because of the affinity with Triple Gem, great beings, all those things, and your vow, it will bring forth the causes and condition for you to have that understanding, and the movement will surface. So these are very important. Okay, we go back. Number 6. Bertil, I have been sincerely following your teaching and advice. It has helped immensely. I feel the changes within. See, she can have this understanding on her own. It has helped her immensely, and she can feel the changes within her. She becomes very different. Yeah. And I say, very good. Do keep it up. If you're sincere, practice with great faith. Because she has great faith and she very sincere. These are the people who will really transform. Then number 7, your explanation on unit code 42 to 45, all the minute detail you have spoken, I can see them all in my daily meditation cultivation. That's why I say, yes, my unique Dhamma quotes are very powerful, very useful, helpful, and important. Sadhu to you for having the ability to pick them up from my sharing and detailed explanation. So I told her sadhu and hope the above will help her further with metta always. Then she also said, thank you very much. Then she also sadhu. So this is very beautiful. Hopefully you go back and read through it again, then develop the clear understanding and the faith, then on your own determine and cultivate sincerely. Okay, we better end. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So now we'll continue our second session. Second session is meditation reporting followed by whatever sharing or Dhamma question that you may have regarding meditation or the Dhamma or how to apply this teaching so that it can help you understand the teaching better, how to solve your whatever life situations, worldly problem.
Brother Steele, Mr. Steele， 还有 Ogamita， 晚上好。Brother Steele， 我要 share 一点我在印度的一些experience。Before 我 start sharing， 我要 thanks Brother Steele。如果 Brother Steele 没有你的 sharing， 没有跟着你的 teaching， 我这一次的印度不会有这样的 fruit。真的是很感恩能够这一次的这个 India 的 trips。当我们的第一个的places 就是 Sarna。当我一到的时候，我就 contemplate， 我就 recall， 我就想哇 Buddha。How nice 他的 because of love of compassion 他出来share the Dharma， turn the Dharma wheel。那么这个我们在山那时候就是他的第一个的地方他就 share 那个 Four Noble Truth。所以那时候我就在那边一直去contemplate 这个 Four Noble Truth， 这个四圣三转12相。然后当我过后我们就去到了那个 park 的时候，就去到那个公园的时候，哇！我在里面我的里面很多那个 subtle 的 vibration， 它一直在 vibration， 很多的那种感恩 gratitude， 就觉得很 blessed 的能够来到这个地方。and 这个地方在2600年有一个很 profound 的 Dharma， 就从这边 spin out 出去。And then 它里面是多么的就是多么的这个profile， 所以我很多的那种我里面一直很 deep 的一直在 vibrating。然后我回去了以后，我就一直的在看我要谢谢 Alicia， 上次他有做了一个那个notes in the Mandarin one， 他 summarize 那个四圣三转12相，他写了以后，我就每一天我就在那边一直看。我看的是华文的那个 first turning 是四相转，然后第二个的 turning 是群修转，然后第三的是坐正转。当我看到这个的时候，我的 understanding 又不一样了。对，然后我配合那个是Four Noble Truth， 我又去看去 contemplate。第一个的那个8种苦，然后它的 cause of 的那个 sufferings， 还有那个8正道，我都一直在就一直在去 further 的一直去 contemplate， 去看，然后去看那个三转。然后
very good
然后在就 the next day evening 我们就去那个 temple， 因为那个 temple 有那个他每一天傍晚有这个斯里兰卡的这个 devotee 在那边唱这个 Dhamma Chakkapavatana。
sadhu， 那个很好。
对，所以我们就the next day 6点我们就去 join 他们。所以 the moment 我一到的时候，哇，全身都一直在 vibrating 哇，全身的哦，但他还没有 start 的时候，然后我就 make 了一个 aspiration， 我就在那边 make 一个 aspiration， 讲我要 life after life 能够听到，能够听闻，还要能够修到这个四圣三转12相，同时我也要在里面 awaken 它，
悟到，
对，要悟到它。当我在 make 这个 aspiration 的时候，我发现到，诶，我的眼泪它自己会流出来的，
compassion，
然后过后他们就过后不久就开始了。当他们一开始的时候，他们就先唱这个做这个opening 的那个布达那个 Dhamma Puja。过后他们才唱。The moment 他们不久，他们一 start 那个布达达玛，那个布达布教的时候，哇，我的 tears 一直在流啊！我的天，我很感动，因为我一进去那个 temple 时候，我就一直很感动。当他们一 start 唱的时候，我的 tears 就一直在流。所以他们唱的那个是斯里兰卡的那种star， 就很像 Sister MB 每次唱的，这一次唱的跟以前不一样，以前唱的很快。现在这一次的这个慢力他们的时候就比较慢的那个版本，所以我就能够听到他们唱里面有八种苦那个arising of 那个什么苦，我全部因为他们慢慢唱，我就能够听到。
Very good。
所以他们唱完了以后，就做这个回向。他的marriage sharing， 他的 marriage sharing 跟我们的一样，对，跟我们一样。听我一听到我讲，这个我会，这个是我们每天在 marriage 的 class 里面有做，然后我就 full of joy 的就 join 他们的那个sharing，我就一直唱。当他们唱到 Imina Punyang Kamina 的时候，哇，很 strong 的 faith 起来，对，很 strong 的然后我就跟着唱。当我唱到一半的时候，我感觉到我的 tears 又在流出来这样子。那我觉得，哇，这整个的 sections 就很 beautiful。
That's why when it's meant to be, when you go on spiritual trip, this thing will manifest because of your faith and you have affinity with those places. That's why you and Chinao are somehow from there before. You like Indian food, you're not boring one, even though conditions so harsh, but you will continue to go back there. So it's meant to be. That's why that faith is very important. The Four Noble Truths, the three turning, they are the essence of the Buddha's teaching. From there, all the teachings spin off. Then all those right view that I taught you all actually came from there. When you understand the Four Noble Truths, you understand them all. But the explanation of it has been missing, I realize, in most Buddhist traditions that is being taught nowadays. That type of penetrative understanding is not easy to come by. So for those who have the affinity, that's why I saw they benefited from the earlier sharing and understanding, and they also progress with their diligence, their faith, and also all of the causes and conditions that prepare them, it manifests beautifully. Sadhu,你 continue.
过后我们就去了第二个的那个 holy places， 就是Bodh Gaya。哇，那个时候那个 Dharma 的 contemplation 就 extend 出去了，就 from 那个 essential Dharma， 哇，一直慢慢的想那个three right view， 那些evil root， 全部慢慢的也是 contemplate， 然后就去到了4个4那个basic wealth， 然后5个那个
spiritual
spiritual faculty， 还有5个那个
hindrance，
那个什么那个 bohimai， 对，然后又
菩萨道
对，然后一直 extend 到那个10个的 paramita， 就想到哇。How blessed that 这个布达我能够来到这一个地方，这个是一个无上正等正觉大圆满的一个地方。
对 His enlightenment place, where he spent a lot of time cultivating that time underneath the Bodhi tree. It seems after he awakened, he spent another 49 days there, going through all the understanding that arises through the nature after she inherited her spiritual are his spiritual nature. That's why he go through them one by one for 49 days. And that was beautiful. And the area you can draw that type of faith and the energy is very strong. I heard a lot of monks like to go Bugaya to meditate. Even Ajahn Chalo spent 3,000 hours after long period. Of course, not one shot. Many separate trip and interval of long sitting and cultivation. But if you have affinity and faith, you can develop them. Like what Song Deo did. It's very good. Sadhu. Continue here.
然后最后一天早上，我们就6点到7点就在那个Mohi Tree 下面 meditate for 1 hour。Then 因为我们要离开布加亚，所以有一点赶。Then after sitting 了以后，我就进去那个 Mahabodhi Temple， 因为很多人早上，我就站在那一边，很 gratitude 很 deep 的那个gratitude 来 toward 那个布达，我没有跪下去，我只是站住的，就是内心里面我什么也没有做，我只这样 silent 的这样看住他。然后 suddenly 我的 heart 这边它就一直 vibrating 了，然后它就慢慢的 expand out 这样子，就整个然后过后 after that 我完了我再出来讲，没有做 aspiration， 只是这样 silent 的看住他。然后那个这里就这样子，整个一直 vibrating 就 open out 这样子。
When your faith is very strong and when you have developed the cultivation, your nature will open up. That's why you can recall these great beings' nature, they are everywhere actually. But you have certain affinity with them at a certain area where it can create the causes and conditions for you to manifest that faith and that gratitude which Song did. Through his contemplation, the joy, the gratitude and all those things. These are very powerful spiritual faculties. They will open up the heart and the heart will connect. Then you will draw that nature's energy. That's why I used to share with you, you are cultivator of the way. The great beings' nature, they are there everywhere, ever radiating for the cultivator of the way. Only the cultivator of the way. That's why Pachetang can only be realized by the wise Ishvara. That's why he can have this type of transformation experience. When he is there, he will receive all this. Then he, like what he shared before the class, actually before they went on the trip, on the train from Kolkata, they were having food poisoning problem or purging and all those things on the train. But he said surprisingly when he reached there, because of what happened, the faith and the energy, he recovered. Then he said like a test, then like very miraculously everything become normal again. Then he continued with his spiritual trip and journey. That is beautiful. Sadhu, 很好。Continue.
After 离开了布加亚，我们就去Rashgiri 王舍城。所以我们在中午到的时候，等我们就去那个 Bamboo Grove 去 visit before 那个 lunch。但因为有个 short period， 我们就有一个20 minutes 的那个 sitting。我们就在那个 Bamboo Grove 里面，我们就这样子的坐。当我坐下去不久。哇，那个心经自己跑出他自己 arrive， 对，他自己现出来，然后就在这个他的 area， 一直 vibrating， 然后一直打开，一直 expand， 一直打开，一直 expand， 然后很多的那个笔滴，很多的 joy， 就一直他自己来，然后after that 完了，然后我的套讲，这个Pranya Paramita 是在那个对面的山上讲的，为什么在这边就 manifest 了？那个是我的一个 thought。
No problem.
Then after lunch 了，我发现到我整个人不想讲话了，整个人静下来了。
Very good. Sadhu.
Then 我们 afternoon 我们 continue 去那个 Nalanda 的时候，我不想讲话
，Very good，
就是静这样子
，Very good。
整个，然后我们去 visit 那个唐三藏的那个Memorial Park 的时候，我完全没有讲话，就这样静这样，也不想讲话。
你自己会这样的，You will transform and become like you don't want to talk one. You know why? because that nature has touched the depth of your nature within. When the Heart Sutta came out, that one is very powerful. That is Prajna Paramita Sutta. And when that one become very, very like potent, your whole nature inside transform. And when it transforms, you go in so deep, you completely will not talk. You will not talk at all because that whole thing becomes so still. And I remember in the retreat, it happened to me. I told you all, you don't want to talk. You just silent. And that nature is so beautiful. It manifests and you will have a lot of understanding after that. That is how amazing this awareness nature is. That's why this awareness nature teaching is never taught in the Theravada tradition. Not much. Not even mentioned. It just talk about Nibbana, enlightenment. But that nature is for the Bodhisattva way. I think that is the reason why it was not shared and not taught. Even the 10 perfection, the Bodhisattva way, the 4 basic vows, the traditional Theravada tradition hardly talk about it. But Mahayana, they have them, but not much detail also. They have quite a lot of the sutta and the teaching that aided the Bodhisattva way and all those things. But that nature, awareness nature, I realize also, not much described. And you can only develop the clear understanding after you awaken, connect through the faith, trust, until you reach certain level of cultivation of the perfection of Sammasambuddhahood. Once you reach those levels, you are more or less like great being, then you can understand. Then all the sutta word like very clear to you. This is what that nature is. Then you will experience a lot of things that is not written in the book. That's why what happened, the song, all those things, Alicia, they are pushing the other. My nature can understand because it has gone through all these practices and cultivation. And like what he shared, you don't want to talk. It becomes so quiet, so still. Continue. Sadhu.
then 过后我发现了两个东西。然后我发现到有一个就是因为我们有26个人去那个 trip， 哇，大家就很 friendly， 来自世界各国。但你看到你的那个满爹妈要出去要给博要去做 social，
你看得到
你看到他一直出去要去一直要出去 social。
对啊，
等我静静，等我就看到，怎么他是要出去讲话的？然后那个满爹妈
，That is the mundane mind trying to do the activity of the habitual tendency. See how it draw you, like what happened to Anita Singh. She saw how she get dragged into it. She used the word drag it. Actually, it is your delusion that can cause all this. That's why without that ever mindful stability of mindfulness and awareness, you cannot cope with life. Because when you are living life, your sixth sense door, they are ever active. They are in the active mode. Means our sight, means the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, the tactile, and the thought process. All this, they are active. Active means what? You are engaged with nature, with society, with the whole of the movement within nature. So when they are active, actually without mindfulness, stability or awareness, you cannot cope. Then to see all this movement before they arise and become transgressional, you need very stable mindfulness, like what Song went through. When it went in so deep and so still, you don't want to talk. Then when you try to come out that thing, that movement, you will see one. That's why I say it like slow down for you to see one. Then it cannot come out. Then once you understand, it will return. It will not do, unless there are causes and conditions for you to see it. But most of the time, you cannot already. You don't want to engage in all this. But during that time, you just silent, deep within. That's why that say that thing, that nature inside, it know what to do. It is already like Krishnamurti used the word aloneness, not loneliness. The two words are different. Aloneness and loneliness is different. Loneliness means you're lonely, you need somebody. Aloneness means you don't need anybody. That nature inside is already enough with all the understanding that it just stays still. Because it know, think also like that, don't think also like that. No reality. He know you, he know me. No mark of herself, no mark of others, no mark of Dhamma. Everything is empty, not what you think. Everything is dependent originating because it is a conditioned world. So all this understanding you will know. Then it's not a being that can come out and live like. Then you know clearly what the form and mind is, what that nature is. All this becomes so beautiful. That's why when you have somebody who has gone through, then he share, then when I share again, then you realize, hey, this is not something like a theory or something that Brother Teoh heard from somebody there. No, nothing to do with that. It's a living Dhamma. Living Dhamma means can be experienced in the here and the now. That's why it's so amazingly wonderful, beautiful. That's why the Heart Sutta really very wonderful. Means true emptiness is wonderful existence. This is really wonderful existence. Everything is so beautiful, so amazingly wonderful. And it is something that can be realized by the wise, each for themselves. That's why this is amazingly wonderful. Very good. Continue, Sadhu, now.
然过后他又有 manifest 一个 conditions 来给我 understanding， 就是他让我看到我的 habitual， 就是哇，有一些人讲话哇不送啊，哇那个不送的 thought 也 arise 这样子，你就看出他 arise 这样子，哎，我在想哎。怎么会那个 habitual 那种不送，哇，就一直这样子，一直要去要去 react。But 你看出他静静，你看出他这样子。
It's for you to see. That's why when you have that nature, that awareness to observe all this, you like awaken. That's how living beings get into trouble. Understand? Habitual tendency, 习惯啊。The Mandarin word is very good. 习惯 is habit. That's how your mechanical reaction, habitual tendency, it is like reflex action, they say. But reflex action is actually better, because it's spontaneous, but without wisdom on the reflex power. When you hit the right nerve, like the physics experiment or the biological, the teacher used the hammer, the knee there, he knocked, he kicked by himself. It's not voluntary, it's involuntary. But because this is how nature works. Habitual tendency is after it becomes so habitual, it's like that of your involuntary action. Exactly the same. It has become habit. Understand? No need to think on. Because you have already thought about it for so long through the wrong view, your anger, your hatred, your reaction, your dislike, then your conditioning, your belief system, all this. They are so powerful. That's why the Buddha called it anusaya, latent tendency, waiting to erupt, to shoot out. Then later on, when they become asava, they shoot out. Understand? Anusaya, then asava, then transgression, it comes out. So all this you will see. That's why when I hear the Pali word and the teaching through the sutta or what, whether it's translated correct or wrong, I will know. I will understand one. You don't need to explain to me. So all this is, the Dhamma is pacetang, can be realized by the wise, each for themselves. Cannot, like, You cannot lie on. You have means you have, you don't have it. You have not developed the understanding, the realization means you don't have. You can't describe it. It cannot come out, it cannot happen. But for those who have gone through, it will happen. And they know what this thing is. That's why it becomes so beautiful. So now for song, after he see this in that state, it will become clearer and clearer and clearer. Then later on in the daily life, after he come back from this trip, after that thing stabilized over a few months, he will be able to see the daily mindfulness one. That time the mind will enter sati and all this will become clear. And then all the subtle movement, defilement, all that still cannot see one. You think no more already, but still got the very subtle one, the very slight one. They call it, the Buddha call it, no. Under the 10, the 10, what they call, you have to break them one. No. The 10 minor conceit, yeah. So no. The 10 fetters, fetters, correct, fetters. Fetters, fetters. Minor conceit. Your very minor one, slight conceit, or you're proud, you feel proud, understand? It's actually not really a defilement, no. It's like you will come to a stage, especially those already, I think, anagami level, they will think now, oh, in this world, very few people can have that type of enlightenment, awakening. This minor conceit will arise, because the atta is still there. The egoic mind, the first stage of Sakaya Ditti, self-delusion, that one you can actually severe very fast. But Sakaya Ditti is not rooting out atta yet, understand? Sakaya Ditti is, you know that there is non-self, no permanent entity, but the atta to root out is very difficult. Not so fast. That's why even after the first stage of sainthood, you realize it's not you, but you still have sensual desire and you will. You still have craving. You still attach and all those things. But second stage, it become attenuated, like not so strong already. Your sensual desire, your craving, your grasping, your clinging, your holding on to things, and even your anger, your hatred, your envy, jealousy, all these are like attenuated, weakened. Then after you reach anagama state, actually it's rooted out. Rooted out means you are not bound by it anymore. It has no power over you. You understand it very clearly. Then during that time, you still have 5 more fetters. Attachment to form jhana, the very fine mind state. Very deep peace, stillness, concentration, energy field thing. Then the formless rhyme. Then you have minor conceit. Then restlessness of mind. For no reason, your mind become restless. Sometimes it comes as a test because you have not rooted out avijja. Once avijja not rooted out, all these things are still there. At the moment avijja is rooted out, that ego also rooted out, completely rooted out. Not until you cease and realize arahant. That egoic mind, very powerful. That one is still moving inside there. Very subtle, like minor conceit. So that minor conceit can trigger off like the mind state of, you feel conceit, like proud, but not so severe really. It's like you feel like you are different, you are special. But it's a type of conceit, but not that level of strength of conceit. That's why they use the word minor conceit. Very minor, very minor. But it is still there. not rooted out yet. Even at anagami, it's not rooted out yet. So all your subtle reaction of mind or what, born or habitual tendency or what, they are still there. Your habits, things that you like, you prefer, they are still there. The movements are still there. But once you hit Arahant, you will know this form and mind completely different. There is no ego inside there. This one is dependent, originating, condition, arising, cause of not a permanent. Very, very clear one during that time. Then that thought process is, like I explained to you all, is a vehicle and a tool for the nature to come, to do its work, to experience karma and all those things. Then the conditioned world is a conditioned world. The unconditioned is different. Then, hey, no you, hey, no me, no mark of self, no mark of other, no mark of Dhamma. Everything become very clear. So during that stage, it's very beautiful. But you take the Bodhisattva away, then that no mark become extraordinarily clear one. At the Arahant level, they only know this one is not real, not them. This one is not permanent. They know up to that level. But no mark of others and no mark of Dhamma, everything, that one is for the Bodhisattva to actually go through and develop stability or understanding. And that whole perfection and movement is the Bodhisattva way. That's why you remember last time I used to say the sainthood way is actually a very small exercise of cultivation only. After the sainthood way, the real one is the Bodhisattva way. That one, another 90%. The sainthood way, I tell you, is just a very small percentage of the complete cultivation. But it's good enough. It can free the living being. That's why not everybody, like our education system, can do until PhD level. Understand? Maybe last time, during my time, to be a graduate is very difficult. Then like very rare to see people able to go to university. But now graduate is so common, understand? Then even PhD is getting more common now, master and all those things. A lot of MBA around. So all these are like, it will evolve, understand? It will evolve. So cultivation is the same. The sainthood way is like the majority of it. They start with the sainthood way. But then how many migrate beyond the sainthood way to do the Bodhisattva way is very rare, very small number. But that small number also is also a big number, because the number of living beings are actually innumerous. Then when it comes to perfection, to become Sammasambhava, Buddha and great being, those who make it, out of that many that go the Bodhisattva way, the number that make it is also very small. But although we say very small, the universe is so immense, that's why there are a lot of great beings, a lot of Sammasambhava, countless of them actually. Unless you go this way, you cannot understand all this manifestation, this world system thing and all those things. So these are very beautiful, very good. So Sadhu, 还有啊，3 minutes ，you 可以 sum it up 今天的
我没有想到这一次的这一个的朝圣会给我这么样大的这种experience unexpected 的，只是但是我每一个的 stations， 每个的 holy places， 我都一直有去 contemplate， 有去 reflect 这个 Buddha Dhamma， 这些 Buddha Dhamma 我又 link 去 就你的 sharing， 所以 because of this understanding and because of the Dhamma， 那种 faith 才一直 arise。对that's why 如果没有这些你去朝圣，你就每天去看那种石头把高大，哇，你会觉得meaningless 所以就只有 based on 这种 understanding 跟你的 faith 你才去走that's why 这个22天不容易不容易
Jupolian, I think, shared with us the other day all the cool story. He said, when you go there, you feel you are very blessed you are born in Malaysia. Everything is so beautiful. When you are there, you really, it's like not easy to endure that 20 over days, almost a month. He said after the first week, she really so terrible. He said, wow, another 3 weeks to go. So she also that thought, that movement. But at least she able to finish off with the spiritual trip with you, Chin Hao. And I think you're meant to be. Except so far different. Everyone different. Okay, yeah, song you summarize.
Brother， 我看接下来我 continue 后面的这个 part in 拜四，拜四比较 more on 有一点回到了 daily。所以刚才你在读这个 Anita 的这个 email，most of them 我都知道，我也了解。
Yeah, very good.
这个会在我拜四，就是我后面的这个 second part 的时候，我的一些 experience connect to 这一个的这个 sharing。
好
，OK。
好，sadhu. Let us rejoice. Sadhu. Thursday class, I had to wait for Pamasuri to come back to me because she told me April can go back to her house. So let us wait for her confirmation. Then we will go to her house as usual. I think normally it's either PG or Chin Hao will come and fetch. You all make arrangement with Pamasuri. So then let me know. I will go and buy the mic. Suri remind me. This mic I think 不听话了。时间到了。This one also manifests old age sickness and finally die. Okay, so let us rejoice. Sadhu. Okay, yeah. 可以，可以你买得到吗？你去找了。
我不知道，你给我 model， 我去 Puja。
不用 model 的，你找一个好的麦就可以了。
Cordless 的是吧？Cordless 的。
不用了，这样的。Cordless 的 frequency we don't know， 一定要 plug on 的。
OK 好。
你去找一个 Sadhu Let us rejoice. Alicia want to Dana 的 mic Sadhu 很好Okay, now we share Mary and transfer Mary, starting with the devas. Akasata ca bhumata devanaga mahindika punyang tang anamoditva cirang rakantu lokasasana itawata camehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu Sabba sampati siddhya idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo Deo satu kalena Sasa sampati heto cha Vito bhavatu loko cha Raja bhavatu dhammiko Imena punyang kamena Mame bhava samagamo Satang samagamo hotu Yawa nirvana patiya Sadhu Okay, you can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we will end the whole Summa. Sadhu to you all for today's beautiful condition and sharing, and all those who participated too. And thank to Brother Song and all those who have made all this possible. Sadhu. Okay, we will end.